Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp. The French defense prepares for d5, but blocks in the light-squared bishop in exchange for a strong center and counterattacking chances. d4 grabs full control of the center and opens up the dark-squared bishop. d5 is a counterattack in the center that threatens the e4 pawn. Knight c3 defends the e4 pawn and pressures the d5 pawn. Knight f6 defends the d5 pawn and also attacks the e4 pawn. e5 closes the center and immediately attacks the knight on f6. Knight fd7 retreats the attacked knight and prepares the c7-c5 pawn break. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center and defends the e5 and d4 pawns. You apply pressure to your opponent's pawn chain. Your opponent develops their bishop off its starting square. You are threatening to win a pawn by overloading a defender. They did not find the right idea. This move hurts your chances. They overlooked an opportunity to castle kingside. That was a fair trade. They exchange pieces of equal value. You are threatening to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This move protects their pawn, which was vulnerable with insufficient defenders. You are threatening to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. They prevented you from being able to tactically win a pawn. A clear recapture. This is the only good move. They made a solid choice and castled same side as you did. Developing is good and even better with that tempo on a rook. Moving their threatened rook to safety. With this move, all your pieces are finally in action. They defended their pawn, which was under attack. A good choice to move your threatened queen. Defending their hanging knight. You found a safer square for your queen. They've offered to trade pieces of equal value. You exchange pieces of equal value. A clear recapture. You missed an opportunity to attack a pawn chain. You allowed They missed a chance to move a knight to safety. This move attacks your opponent's pawn chain. This is a fair trade. You recaptured. They exchange pieces of equal value. You overlooked an opportunity to recapture a piece. A correct move to get their pawn out of harm's way. Yes, this is the way. They are threatening to tactically win a knight. You're going to end up losing a knight. They missed a better way to tactically win a knight. You are threatening to win material through a fork. They found a way to win material. You've responded to the threat with one of your own. They missed a chance to win material through a tactic. You are threatening to win a rook through a fork. They missed the right idea here. Makes your life much easier. The only move and you found it. Their king steps away from the check by your knight. Nice, definitely the right move. Moving their threatened knight to safety. Good job stepping in to defend your pawn. They are threatening to take an open file with a rook. You are threatening to win a pawn through a fork. You get a chance to win a pawn through a fork. Nice fork, you'll be winning a pawn. They move their king out of the check from your knight. You captured a free pawn. A correct move to get their rook out of harm's way. You are threatening to tactically win a pawn. They are right on target. You trade off equal material. This is a fair trade. That was an even swap of material. A straightforward recapture. The game is still close to equal, but you lost your advantage. Their king steps away from the check by your knight. For sure you had to move away from the threat. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. Good job. That's what I would have played too. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move. This move lost the advantage and now you stand equal. They exchange pieces of equal value. You recaptured the piece. Precise move from your opponent. You have to use your king in the endgame. The game was fairly balanced, but now your opponent's position. Your opponent slipped up, but you didn't take advantage of it. This move doesn't help their position at all. You apply pressure to your opponent's pawn chain, moving their threatened pawn to safety. That was a fair trade. A clear recapture. You made that square a great outpost for a knight. A correct move to get their pawn out of harm's way. Well done, an excellent move. They missed a chance to set up a blockade. You overlooked an opportunity to move a piece to safety. They played the strongest move available. Yes, this is the way. Your opponent had only one good move there, and they missed it. This is the only move that works, and you found it. Passed pawns must be pushed. Your opponent's position went from bad to worse and is now losing. You prevented your opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. They are right on target. Correct, of course. Move away from danger. They offer a fair trade of pieces. You exchange pieces of equal value. I like their choice. Your pawn reaches the back rank and promotes to a queen. You get a chance to force eventual checkmate. You continue the checkmate attack. They played one of the best moves here. You're still on the road to checkmate. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. You continue the checkmate attack. They move their king out of the check from your queen. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. They made one of the top moves in this position. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. You continue the checkmate attack. They move their king out of the check from your knight. Your move gets closer to checkmate.